Hey guys, Digital Lifestyle back with another video. Today is today's PolySign and Ripple and Link2. Link2 is an IPO company which allows initial public offering to digital asset companies, AI companies, and many other upstarting companies that are likely to go public. Link2 is a platform that allows that, in particular for fintech and blockchain companies. And PolySign is a Ripple partner, and it's a partner that is, offers the opportunity of for blockchain, which is it offers proprietary blockchain technology. Leading blockchain architect Arthur Brito and David Schwartz designed PolySign technology engine for securing digital assets. Third generation proprietary private blockchain technology is foundational to the development of digital asset infrastructure. They are very much in partnership with Ripple as well as PolySign. The main crux of this video is to play you a video from Link2 and PolySign talking about the regulatory aspects of what's happening and how they see cryptocurrencies being developed. They talk about the unfortunate error of the USA, whether it's an error or not, in my view, is questionable. Is the USA holding back for a while to see what happens in this space and then goes forward and then dominates at some point? One does not know, because like if you look at what's happening in the world and look at what's transpiring in terms of geographical problems, and guys, please bear with me because I am dyslexic and I do kind of like get a little bit tongue-tied from time to time. But what I'm trying to say is this: are we not seeing the wood for the trees? I.e., is the world has changed? Yeah, everybody knows that. You know, high prices. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's paying astronomical prices for whether it be heat, food, whatever it is. People are paying an awful lot of money for stuff they don't need to pay for right now. They never had to until these events happened. What is behind the events is the other questions. Many people speculate, but we all know that when there is change in the world, and Ray Dalio, I've got videos from Ray Dalio explaining what happens when there is a change, and I think what we're not understanding, and I would say 99%, I understand what's going on. I see it happening. I report on it. I do videos on it. We are in a new digital world. It's just the fight for who's going to overtake it, who's going to control the oil, who's going to control the gold, who's going to control all those other things that come with this transition. You need to look at the banking sector. You know, recently we heard of Citizens Bank. I can't remember which location that was in, but that's closed. You had Silicon Valley, not closed, but it's been taken over, or whatever it is. But you've had you had Silicon Valley and other banks in recent months go under and be absorbed. So is this part of what's going to happen? Are banks no longer going to exist, or are they going to be? Is there going to be one massive banking infrastructure, one massive bank that controls all other little entities, or controls us, like the Fed now, for instance? Could that become a bank? I don't know. I don't know the answers to these questions. All I know is this: we have transitioned, we have changed. 99% of the world are asleep. That's why I know. And let me go and get you that video now. Hold on. Before I say I play this video, I want people to think about this. Yes, we are in the digital world, for want of a better word. You're seeing electric cars. You're seeing massive developments coming along when it comes to other countries accepting and developing on the digital and the blockchain asset space. 99% of people are still asleep when it comes to this space, and it's quite shocking that we, or some, I'm not going to be including myself in this, because I've kind of like resigned to the fact that we are digital, and it's only a matter of time before 99% of the population wake up and smell the coffee and see the transformation for themselves, even though they hear, if you like, a digital car may go past. Not a digital car, sorry, I didn't mean like electric car, sorry. Damn. Electric car go past, and I'm imagining little kids right now and hearing those sounds and not hearing the sounds of the other, what was it called, the diesel engines, or the petrol engines, the roars that they make, and hearing these different sounds that cars make, and not help but wonder, what are we in? What world are we in? It's bizarre for now, and I know a lot of people will think that it's bizarre in the sense that we are here and the transformation is taking place, and 99% of the people are asleep, waiting to be told you need to be in digital assets. And this is not financial advice. The XDCs of the world are making massive moves. XLM, XRP, like with PolySign and Link 2, and also the Uphold partnership that they have, and that institutional investors are now looking at this asset. And you have the Dubai in particular, a massive economy delving in to crypto, and in particular XRP, ETH. And I'm not a fan of ETH. I'm not, and this is because of the way it happened. But ETH may be well here to stay unless something happens. I am not going to say to you, you don't, you know what I mean? And this is not financial advice, not getting to ETH, but there's still issues from my perspective. Anyway, I've said enough on this, and I'm going to close out with this video. And I hope you do like and subscribe, guys, and hope you find this information extremely helpful to you, because, like I said, people are sleeping on this, and the longer those people sleep, and the longer people take to get into these assets, it's going to be harder for them. With those who have little money will find it hard to afford at one XRP, let alone half an XRP. They will be able to afford half, I guess, because XRP is, unlike all digital assets, fractional in their nature, because you can buy $10 of XRP, you can buy, until XRP gets to like $10, obviously, because it's like 60 cents, so you have to buy like more per dollar capita. But it's 60 cents, 61 cents in some exchanges. It's a cheap asset to have, a utility asset that's now has clarity in the digital asset space. So it's up to you. Anyway, let me get this video going. before carrying on too much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, to my right is Jack McDonald, CEO of PolySign, a transformative fintech company, a Link2 portfolio company. So this is an exclusive interview, and I'm excited to ask Jack a few questions here on behalf of Link2's global investment community. Jack, thank you for joining me today, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Excited about everything that's going on in the market right now. Last couple of days have been really positive, obviously, and so it's fun when things are going up and to the right.
I enjoy the positive vibes, and before we kick things off, I just want to say, well, thank you for joining me here. Thank you for your partnerships between PolySign and Link2, and of course, thank you for sponsoring this prestigious conference. It's just amazing to be in the rooms of likes of you, the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. But anyways, before I keep rambling, a couple questions. Number one, what are your projections or hopes on the future of crypto regulations, both here in the US and internationally, and how might these potential regulatory shifts impact the broader crypto industry and PolySign's direction?
So a lot going on in that question. I think undoubtedly, when I think about regulation and regulatory clarity specifically, it's really, I think, going to be a catalyst for institutions coming into the space. And a lot of the regulation that exists in other asset classes protect both retail investors as well as institutions. And obviously crypto currently is really more of a retail driven market, and the institutions, I think there is a lot of pent-up demand, but they're not going to move until we get some regulatory clarity. There's a whole regulatory arbitrage going on globally right now, where rest of world, particularly in certain pockets, we're seeing a lot of advancement in the UK. We're seeing a lot in Singapore, in the UAE, even Hong Kong, more recently Switzerland. Fairly advanced in terms of embracing digital assets, not just crypto, but digital assets, where the U.S. has a lot of catching up to do if we're going to continue to spur innovation and really allow institutions here in the U.S. to adopt digital assets and crypto. There's been some recent big wins. I'm going to be talking to Brad Garlinghouse later today about the Ripple wins. Coinbase seems to be making really good progress. Grayscale has definitely had some favorable wins in the courts, and so hopefully we're starting to chip away at that. And I think some of the guidance out of the SEC around the safeguarding rule, which specifically impacts custody, while there are some drawbacks and aspects to it that I think are untenable and unrealistic, the foundational premise of what they said in these proposed, operative word, rules really allow RIAs to invest into crypto so long as they do it with qualified custodians. And so, the headline, we like. Some of the tenets of it, we and others in the industry, I think, are looking to potentially rework or change there. But I think net, the U.S. is behind. We need to catch up in terms of offering some regulation, and I have seen some positive signals of late.
With all of PolySign's success and the journey that you guys have accomplished, or all the milestones, do you mind sharing a couple of your success stories, or at least one, or maybe a pivotal learning experience along your journey that's helped reshape PolySign's operations and an approach to the market?
Yeah, I'll talk about lessons learned, specifically. It's a really fast-moving industry, and our premise from day one has been wanting to be regulatory compliant. Everyone says that, but if you look at the way we set up our business, we specifically went on the custody side to New York to get a trust company license there. The fund administration business that we have through MG Stover is not a regulated industry, so you don't have the same sort of regulatory regime, although everything we do is very compliant. We've got SOC 1, Tech 2, our audit, et cetera. And so we choose very carefully the service providers that we work with and view them as partners. But I think, one of the lessons learned, we've had some products that we were ready to roll out around custody, and just the regulatory landscape can shift very quickly. And so trying to remain agile with the development resources has been challenging, just given the shifting market that is responsive to the regulators. And so product market fit is always paramount when you're building technology and understanding where the market is heading and what sort of products and services they need. But when you get this unpredictable regulatory component, it's just tough to always project too far out. And so I think I'm consistently reminded of how quickly this market is moving, given the global nature of it, particularly as we were just talking about, and the need to remain nimble.
The reason why he says this regulatory shift, and I agree with him on this one, because you're hearing different countries, back before even there was regulations per se being discussed, most countries back in 2017 and prior. 2017 was a heavy year for countries actually telling investors no, they can't, and they shut down lots of different things. Mining was particularly in 2018, 2019 attacked by regulators, and we hear and I will say differently. You have the Elizabeth Warrens of the world, and the opposite is like the Cynthia Loomises and the Tom Henrys of the world that are screaming for regulation, but the Elizabeth Warrens of the world are anti, and you have Gary Gensler, the gatekeeper, keeping people out of digital assets to a certain extent in America. But every battle that he's trying to wage against crypto he's losing, because you're hearing many losses from the court system. Grayscale loss, the Ripple loss. He's lost, I think, two times now with the Ripple case, and he's now been called to explain himself within the House of Congress. But he's also kind of now having to capitulate, if you will, or renege back on his way of thinking, and he is now likely to allow an ETF as a result of this, because of the pressure that he's been put under. Guys, this is an exciting time. Seriously, an exciting time for not just the impoverished, but also, yes, I will say the wealthy, but also those people who are unemployed, who are still looking at this transition and not seeing the bigger picture, but by not embracing what is in front of them. People need to look back to the 90s when the .com era came about and how that transformed the world. We're now in that transition now with the digital asset space. If only we wake up. If only. Anyway, I'm going to finish off this video.
On the topic of potential regulatory shifts, looking into the future, where do you see potentially the biggest opportunities, both in crypto, in blockchain, in relation to financial services?
Yeah, I've spoken about this quite a bit and spoken to Joe and others within Link2. We believe the future is all about tokenization, and that encompasses both cryptocurrencies and other types of real-world assets that will benefit from being tokenized or digitized, being created on-chain, traded on-chain, stored on-chain, etc. And we're seeing some continued positive signs. There was just a story a week or two ago about Larry Fink from BlackRock again talking about tokenization. There was a story today about Deutsche Bank, creating a SWIFT-like.
And not forgetting HSBC Bank talking about tokenization. I'm not sure if he's going to mention this video because I haven't played the whole 8 minutes of it, but it's worth watching.
Experiment around trading and settlement. We saw DTCC last week by a company called Securrency, thinking about how traditional capital markets, if you just think about DTCC and what they're doing here in the US, that walled garden, but trying to transform what they have with an eye towards the future around tokenization. So that train has long left the station. The question is going to be how quickly it really has a material impact on what that's going to look like. But that's a theme that we're very committed to through our Atomic Net product. What I love about it is the TAM, or total addressable market, is so much bigger than anything we see in crypto, because it really can potentially encompass all assets, and that exchange of wealth in a digital format is really quite staggering and exciting.
Very exciting. If you were to quantify it and see those numbers, that's what really gets the mind.
You're talking in the tens of trillions of dollars. In studies, there was a study, I think 21.co came out a week or two ago talking about $10 trillion industry by 2030, if I remember correctly. And McKinsey's come out with recent reports on it. So these are legitimate organizations who have done a lot of work on it, who see the promise there as well.
Right. A lot of people may be looking at this and think, oh God, 2030, we've got to wait that long. Listen, time flies so fast. You have no idea how long till 2030 is going to take, but it's flying fast. You know, we're going through this massive change, and every day it seems to be getting quicker and quicker and quicker. I would wager that it may be sooner than they anticipate. $10 trillion, yes, it may happen by 2030, but think about the past of what the market cap was. Remember, Bitcoin hit, the crypto market hit 3 trillion and Bitcoin hit 70,000 at the particular point. 70,000 per coin. Think about that. So think about if it goes back to that by say 2025 or 2024 or 2027 maybe, or 2026, way before so think about the impact that will have on the altcoin, because remember, at the moment Bitcoin leads the way and altcoins follow. People invest in Bitcoin, then they transfer some of that money into number two, whether it be Ethereum or whatever it is in that number two list. At the moment it's Ethereum, it could be XRP, it could be some other coin. I am not giving financial advice, I'm telling you as a person what to do. But what I'm looking at here is where XRP is now leading the forefront in terms of global domination and global recognition, because the chains have been released from around XRP's neck. Okay, there's so many more things to come, guys, and I could keep on banging on about XRP till the day I die. Probably I will die. But at the end of the day, yeah, I am not here to promote something I don't think is going to be doing something, because I believe it is, and it's at 60 cents per set at the moment. It's such a cheap valued token, and it's been suppressed, it's been held back. It had hit 330 or 339 or something of that nature prior to it being sued. Think about spending 60 cents and it went to 339. Come on. Anyway, finish off.
Legitimate organizations and some very real big numbers. Now, with everything going on in the PolySign family and digital assets at large, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Jack. On behalf of Link2's global investment community, we have an omni-channel presence, and what I mean by that is we are very engaged and connected with our community across all social media platforms, and one of those is X, formerly known as Twitter, and a feature on X is X Spaces, which is basically, think of it as a virtual stage that allows entities or individuals to come up and share their thoughts, their thought leadership, or maybe things in regards to product updates or updates on the market. But where I'm getting at is, with all this transformation going on in blockchain and in the global economies, what would you be willing to hop into a Twitter space featuring yourself as PolySign CEO, Ripple CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, who I'm going to be knocking on his door later today when I see him, as well as Uphold CEO Simon McLaughlin, and then of course Link2's president Joseph Mendoza. It'd be great to get an update on the state of crypto now that it seems like, based on conversations around here, that we might have crypto winter behind us as we move into a crypto spring. Or is that something you'd be able to join us for?
Absolutely, something I'd be interested in learning more about and exploring. So if those guys are in, I can't imagine why I wouldn't want to participate with them.
I feel the love. Well, hey, Jack, I know you're a busy man here, sir. You usually have a sea of people around you trying to learn more about the wonderful offerings within the PolySign family. So I'm going to get out of your hair, sir. I appreciate you joining me today. And
the opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Thank you.
Guys, it might be worth checking out Link2 as well as PolySign, further information on what they do. But Link2 is, like they say, you can access private investment, and it's a low entry option for people who are looking for investing in IPOs within the crypto space and AI technology. Anyway, guys, Digital Lifestyle out. Hope you like this video. I hope you found it informative, more importantly, and that it helps you to make informed decision when it comes to whether you're choosing the crypto market or not, because at the end of the day, this is a digital space, whether you like it or not. Anyway, Digital Lifestyle, take care, bye. Oops.